back again, the Angry Intel Guy. This little story is going to be about my time at Keesler Air Force Base. So after Tyndall, once the radar system that I was supposed to be working on got phased out, and AWACS was too full, and I couldn't go into AWACS, and they were like, "Man, you just got to find something else to do." Like, Jesus, again. I ended up cross-training into what then was 19XX career field, AFSC 19XX, which was the operations management career field. That career field it doesn't exist anymore, thank God. That career field was created to basically take all the additional duties off of pilots and aviators, because back in the late 80s, pilots were getting out of Air Force. They were like, "Man, all we want to do is fly, and you got us being like the CFC guy and the supply guy and the this guy and the that guy, and we're tired of all these little fucking additional duties that we gotta do. So we're getting out and we're gonna go fly for the airlines." So they created this ops management career field that had like squadron adjutant, which means you did every fucking thing that the pilots and other aviators didn't want to do. And then also in there was like command post and airfield management. So operations management consisted of like squadron adjutants for flying squadron, airfield management, so you take care of the runways and all that shit, and command post. So, working in command posts, stuff like that. So so from Tyndall, I go to Keesler, and I'm in school at Keesler, and it's boring as fuck. It's all classroom stuff. I hardly even remember anything about the actual training, but had fun while I was at Keesler because New Orleans was not that far away. New Orleans was only like a couple hours drive. So, long weekends, we'd head over to New Orleans, get a hotel room, hang out, Bourbon Street, Cafe Du Monde, all that stuff. So that was really cool. There was one incident that I'm really not proud of. I am, because I helped a fellow Air Force person out. But it was something that I probably never do again. So there was a girl in our class, Air Force lieutenant. She was from Washington State. She had gone to Washington State Huskies, yeah. And she'd been dating this football player. And football player, she went off to go to the Air Force, and football players pining away for her and stuff. This big motherfucker, He's pining away for her, and he's just harassing her, basically, just harassing her. And she's like, "Look, I don't want to see you anymore. It was fun while it was fun. Now I'm off in the Air Force, blah, blah, blah." This dude drove from Washington State to Keesler. Ended up, I don't know, somewhere outside the gate. Called her, said, basically, "I'm out here. I just want to talk." And we were like, "No, that's fucking crazy." So me and a couple other dudes, we were like, "Let's help her out." So we all had guns. We all had guns. I had a pistol. Because I grew up with guns. I had a pistol. I wasn't supposed to have it in my dorm room on base. You're supposed to like check it in with the SPs and stuff. And honestly, I just forgot, because it's just in its case, and the case is in my bag, and the bag is in the closet. So I really didn't think about it. So, me and the other two guys, we're like, "Let's go talk to this dude." So we go outside the gate, and we meet him like, I don't know, some parking lot somewhere. I'm surprised we just didn't all go to jail for this. But we meet him in this parking lot, and we're like, "Hey, look, man, here's the deal. She doesn't want to see you. And you driving out here is just kind of crazy. And now it scared her. And so you're making her feel really uncomfortable about this. We think you need to leave." Now, he never got agitated or anything, but he just wouldn't take no for an answer. So at that point, we just kind of nodded at each other, and then just fucking opened our coats a little bit, and was like, "Nah, man, you need to go back home, okay?" And he's like, he sees like 3 Air Force officers like flashing weapons at him, and he was just like, okay, all right, I'm gonna go back home. I'm like, okay, man, we really appreciate that. So he got in his car. I don't know where the fuck he drove to, but we were like, okay, let's get out of here before we get in trouble for like, flashing guns in a parking lot and stuff. They think we're some kind of drug deal gone bad. Looking back on it now, I mean, because I got a concealed carrier permit, and I know you're not supposed to do stuff like that. So looking back on it now, it's probably stupid. But back then, hey, we were helping out a fellow service woman. So, another thing, when we were at Keesler, we went over to New Orleans one time, and I was there with 2 guys, 2 other Air Force officers, and we were down on Bourbon Street, and they had hooked up with these 2 black girls, and the girls were like, oh, well, come on, we're gonna go to this other club, blah blah blah, somewhere. I was driving, so they were like, Terry, please take us to this other club, because we're trying to hook up with these girls and get them back in the hotel room. And I'm like, this is not gonna go well. We end up in like, I don't know what ward, I think they call them wards, I don't know what, no, parish, whatever, ward, parish, some neighborhood outside of New Orleans, and it was a fucking ghetto, man. We were in a freaking ghetto. I mean, it wasn't bad for us because we're all black, but I'm like, yo, I wouldn't even hang out here, So we go into this, a local club, and I'm in there, I'm bored off my ass, right? Because I'm not talking to any girls. They're out there dancing with these girls, trying to get them to come back and all that stuff. So finally, it's like 1, 2 in the morning, and the club is closing up. And they're like, all right, everybody get the fuck out. So we start going down the stairs, and I had parked not in the big parking lot where all the other cars are, but I parked along the road outside just so I could get in and out. Now, mind you, I got this little Honda Civic DX, one of the little shorties from back in the day, like an '82 Honda Civic DX. So we come out of the front door of the place, and we're walking along, and my 2 friends and 2 girls are in front of me. I'm in the back. There was a car over here, off to the side, and I remember as we were passing that car, there was a guy standing there, and as I get up to him, like perpendicular to him, just there's this commotion, like back at my like 5 o'clock, right? And as I turn to see what's going on, there's a dude pointing a gun at the guy who was standing near the car next to me. And I'm like, gun! And I just take off. My friends turned, looked at me, and all they saw was me coming towards them. And then they looked and saw the guy with the gun, and we just heard like, pop, 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 pop. I Starsky and Hutch dived across the hood of this car and rolled and ducked down, and they came like they came coming in, they came in behind me like a Scooby-Doo episode, man. And we're all hunched down, and I looked up and I'm like, damn, my car's over there. So we start low running, get to the car. Everybody, well, my 2 friends get in. I don't know where those girls went. We get in the car, and I whip a Yui from being parked on the side of the road. My car is so short, I can whip a Yui, and we just boom, take off. Get back to the hotel. We're like, what the fuck? Like, you motherfuckers almost get me killed chasing these fucking ghetto ass pussy, ghetto girls. Sorry. Anyway, so that was like a Saturday night. So Sunday morning, we wake up, we're going to have breakfast at IHOP or whatever, and then drive on back to base. We're like, we got to get the paper. It's got to be in the paper. So we drive to like a 7-Eleven on the way out, and we get the paper and stuff. And sure enough, it's in there. It was one of those years where there was like a murder every day in New Orleans. And this happened to be like the 28th day in a row where, somebody got murdered. So we get back to class on Monday morning, and the instructor's like, so how's everybody weekend go? What did you guys do this weekend? I'm like, let me show you what we did this weekend. I pulled out that paper and put it on the whiteboard and taped it up there. I'm like, these motherfuckers almost got me killed. And here's the proof. So we had a big laugh about that, boy. But I tell you, no more, man. I do not like nightclubs. Don't go to them. Don't want to be around them. Because nothing good, like they say, nothing good happens after midnight. And at a nightclub, definitely not. Just get your ass shot. So let that be a lesson to you. That's really about it for Keesler. Once we graduated, I got posted to a KC-135 tanker squadron at Carswell Air Force Base in Texas, outside of Fort Worth. So I will save the Carswell video to another time. I got lots of stuff to talk about when it comes to Carswell. My first real job in the Air Force after 3 different training schools, and honestly, it was like one of the best jobs I ever had. So, but I'll tell you more about that later. So again, if you like these videos, click the like button, click the subscribe button, and I will see you next time.